Hi guys, so this video is about age gap marriage in the Philippines. Why young Filipina love all foreigners. When I did this video about James, he's American, 71 years old, and he married Kathleen. Kathleen is 19. A lot of my viewer are kind of shocked and feel horrible for old man marrying young Filipina. As I've said, Kathleen, because she is petite, and then she, even though she's 19, she people in the West look at her. She's look like a teenager. She look like probably 14 or 15 years old, and I can understand that. But since I'm from the Philippines, I can tell that she's much older than that. So I decided I want to expand it more for people in the West to understand the Philippine culture. Why is it so many young Filipina are marrying all foreigner? Is this a trend? Is this like a trending? It's a new thing, or this is the reality? So I want to expand that, and so you will understand more about Philippine way of thinking and also Philippine culture. All right, let's go. Start it here. I'm gonna share this couple of things. Statistic. It's good to show you statistic. Here is the set. Screenshot. Single mother are fast growing segment of our population, according to study by Department of Health and the University of the Philippine National Institute of Health. There are estimate of 15 million solo parents in the Philippines, and 95% whom are women. All right, so you look at that, 95% of single. That's why we always see single Filipina. Now let's go to the second screenshot here. It said more than this Philippine Statistic Authority, more than half of the baby born in two unwed mothers. More than half, it's like 900 or something, 900,000 of the total registered live birth in 2018 were born out of unwed mother. That's a lot, don't you think? Yeah, that's oops, wait, I don't mean to. This one right here, we don't need that one. This one, the third one, I want to show you here. While number of young mother giving birth has been on a decline since 2016, the Philippine Statistic Authority found that 1 out of 10 live birth in the country was from adolescent mothers. All right, so just try to help people understand, and also, and I will share with you why so many teen mom in the Philippines, and here's a very good reason. My friend Ru Beauty, she covered that. She did an excellent job covering this story. Why are so many single moms in the Philippines? And this is it's a religious country, but so many single mom. We all know that. I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe Philippines is the only country without a divorce. You are not allowed to have a divorce only in the Philippines. Maybe there's another country, but I almost 100% Philippines is the only one. All right, because I did cover that, and then you wonder what happened. Why they're so Philippines so religious. Why they so many single mom. And then that's where Ru Beauty come in, and she covered that because of religion. because of religion. They Catholic doesn't allow, like you're not allowed to take pills, to avoid pregnancy. But yeah, you go guys check out the Beauty video. She covered that better than I do. So let's go. And then I want to share with you other things that I want to share with you. Like my my favorite Filipino channel before, and until now I still watch Mart Noeman. I've seen Mart. I mean, I've been watching Mart for like 8 years now, maybe 7 or 8 years, and I really do like love his channel. Love the way they film, telling the story. I just don't like his side of politics. I don't really care. But that set aside, he's good. So before we continue, I know this is going to be a very long video, but if you, I promise you, if you hang on, you understand better about the, why is it, there's so many age gap marriage in the Philippines now. So and then hopefully you will not feel as bad as before. All right. So if you just hang in there, or if not, if this is not for you, and I can understand that. Some people just say, what, I don't wanna know anything about. I just totally disagree with that. I don't want to see a young Filipina, marry all foreigner. I understand that it's a good time to exit right now. So, but if you still wanna, find out more, here, let's continue. There's an article here. This is from NPR. We know NPR. Let's go read the article. Maybe I do this one here, right here. Let me just shrink this one a little bit, and then pull this up. All right. So let's read together. Maybe, let's do this. Okay, let's read together. This is from NPR. That young lady right there is Joan Garcia. She became pregnant at 14 and gave birth at 15. She and her child traveled by the raft between the two shacks where they live in Nabotas Fish Pond in Manila Bay. Nabotas is a suburb of Manila. I know that I know that place. My family lived there before. So at 12 years old, Joan Garcia liked leaping into the sea, racing the boys to the nearest pylon. She liked playing tag, and then she started having sex at 13. She thought it was just another game. Joan was skipping across the pavement, playing a game with friends, and when an older neighbor noticed her rounding belly. All right, so I mean, you can read the whole, the whole things about Joan. Now, here, as you can see, that she's now 16. But, over the 10 years, according to NPR, over the 10 years period, it's 1.2 million Filipina girls between age 10 and 19 have a child. That's the rate of 24 babies per hour. All right. So the rate of teenage pregnancy is rising according to the most recent data. Collected every 10 years in 2002. So as you can see, there's Joan, with her child right there, and then and then you can see this Philippine. This is a Catholic church in Quiapo. Quiapo is a beautiful church. That's Quiapo Church is a beautiful church. And then I want to show you here all the teen mom. Look at that. And these are all from a Filipino father. All right, it's not from old fart, a foreigner, not old foreigner. But this is all from a Filipino father. All right, so if you want to continue, read, to see how they live. They live in the, look how nice, how cute is that dog sitting so tight right there at the center. And these two young mother already have two babies, and they are so poor. They live in a canal, makeshift floating house. They live what we call a floating house. It's almost like as probably see this in other Asian country like Vietnam or Hong Kong. So if we continue, here's another young mother with two kids already. I think she's only 15 years old. Joyce is only 15 years old, and look where they live. This is where they live. And then imagine that I don't know where's the father. Maybe the father was abandoned them, or the father was in jail because of selling probably illegal drugs. That is also one of the biggest problem in the Philippines. And then imagine this, and then imagine there's a foreigner see this and they decided that he wants to, because she's single mom, and the foreigner wants to help them, at the same time want to marry her. And do you think that Joy will say no? I kind of doubt that, right? So here's this Joy with this with her baby right there, and she dreamed of becoming a police officer one day. So there's more. Look at this. There's more teen mom. So guys, you can read the whole. I don't have to read the whole NPR article. Is very long, and the video will take a long time, and you guys don't want that. So. And then the other things I want to bring to you is this article here about the age of consent. I want to touch that. It's very important. This is very important also for the foreigner to understand. It's kind of complicated. Let's go about that. We can read it together. Philippine Senate unanimously raised age of consent from 12 to 16. I have to tell you the truth though, I did not know about the age of consent was 12. I just found that out like maybe 2 years ago, and I was shocked. I was really shocked. I have no idea it was 12. I mean, I don't know why, and I think Philippines was the one of the lowest. I think that was ridiculous and disgusting. But hey, that's the law. But I'm so happy they changed it. But then, here's the things, right? Let's go back to the article right there. So they changed, from this year. It was this year. Ex-President Duterte, or former President Duterte, signed into law I think in March of this year. Oh no, I'm talking. When this video come out, it will be 2023, so it was in 2022, okay? I'm saying this year because this is pre-recorded video. All right, so here, they passed the new law, raised the age of consent from 12 to 16, but let's go be careful on this one right here. However, the bill includes a controversial clause which exempt person who would otherwise face charges of statutory rape from a criminal liability. This clause apply when one partner is 16 years or younger, and their partner is not more than 4 years older or younger, and the sexual interaction is proven to be consensual, non-abusive, and non-exploitative. All right. So what's that means? That mean if this, hold on a second. Let me just see here. What's that mean? it means they cannot be, if that person is younger than, less than, wait, say what it said, 16, right? It said less than this. One partner is younger, 16 or younger. Okay. So if that person is 16 or younger, and what will happen is as long they are not 4 years difference, they will not fall onto this criminal liability. This is kind of controversial. They try to protect because they know a lot of happening between the local. I'm talking about the Filipino at a very young age. Okay, because you can see 12 years old, they already having sex or something like that. So that is to protect, because they don't want if that happen, because of lack of education, and then they don't want to put this young Filipino to jail. Let's say if he was 15 and then he was making out with 14 years old. Of course, that is fall under 16 years old. They don't want to put that boy, 15 years old, in jail for 40 years. So they try to because of mistake or not too being too educated about pregnancy, and this can happen especially in a rural area, in the Philippines, like in a province. So at the same time, I believe, I'm not a lawyer. You have to search it though. The marriage, you cannot marry somebody under 18 years old, because on this particular right here, it's also said, let me just pull this up again. If you look at the Philippine, 1 second. Yeah, the Philippines has an obligation to legislate to protect children as it ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of a Child in 1990. Article 1 of the convention defines a child as a person under the age of 18. All right, so you cannot marry somebody under 18. And I did cover, one reaction video, an old foreigner marrying a 16 years old Filipina. Of course, they cannot be married in the Philippines. So what they did is they went to, I believe, Hong Kong or Singapore. They went over there and to get married, and then they came back to the Philippines as husband and wife, and that's okay, because they got married in another country, and Philippine authorities say okay, no problem. So that's the thing. And then I have seen some video somebody posted, bring like a 16 17 year old Filipina to the hotel. A foreigner, there's also a law, you are not allowed to bring underage to your car alone. It's kind of tricky. Again, like I've said, I'm not a lawyer, so you have to do your own research. You are not allowed to bring somebody like to a hotel, or to even to an isolation or maybe isolated place. Maybe you going, you think you're going to be on a going to the beach with nobody there. You're not allowed to do that as a foreigner, to bring a Filipina who is underage along. Just the two of you. You're not allowed to do that because you could be you could be charged, criminal. So then, but the question is, what if she, that when I saw the video, the man, the foreigner has two underage but there's two. So I don't know. In that situation, it's not like if just one girl, I would say, hey, he's breaking the law. He's right there. He'll be in trouble. But he got two. For me, I think it's still, you're still not allowed because they are not related to you by blood. You're not allowed. But you have to check with the authority. I'm not sure with this. If I'm in the Philippines, I will check with authority. This is why I will come in. Right now it's kind of difficult because I'm in Florida. But once I back in the Philippines, I can give you guys more more in depth. Believe me, and when I go to give you information, it will be right on the money, right on the dot, because I will be interviewing official. I will be interviewing, maybe interviewing government official, so you will get straight answer. All right. So that's the thing right there. And then also, what I'm trying to say here, you believe that that 4 years, not more than 4 years, also apply to the foreigner. So you, especially when they are, like under 18, because they still consider this kind of tricky. Age of consent 16. Why is 16? Why don't make it 18? This. Hey, I wish I can tell you why, because that's why I say once I get back to the Philippines, I would like to talk to the lawmaker. Why not make it 18? Why make it so complicated? Since you raise it the age from 12 to 16, may as well make it 18, because you have a law saying that you're not supposed to marry somebody under 18. Why not just make it age of consent at 18, right? And then just apply that 4 years, also as a clause, the 4 years, for just in case for the teenage, having inappropriate playing. So that's the thing. All right. So keep that in mind. Let's go now. We finished with that. Let's go to Mark Norman. Okay, I been watching. Been a fan of Mark Norman. Video. Let me show you here. All right, let's go show you here. This one right here is it is the most recent video of look at that beautiful kids. The mother is on the left. In case you wonder which one is the mother, they all look very young, right? They all look at the mother. How old is she? What do you think? The mother is on the left side, the first one next to the boy. All right, the mother, how old is she? She looked like a 21 years old, right? Seriously. But the mother is 31 in this photo. The mother was 31, and then she had 3 children. Actually, she had 5. She had 5 children. One just passed away. The youngest passed away as a boy, I think 5 years old, due to sickness. And then the other one is being borrowed by the neighbor. I don't know what's that mean, being borrowed by the neighbor, but we'll be back. So, but when they were, filming, this, she only with 3 kids. And then when they, when the interviewer tried to find out more, where's the husband? And she said, the husband is in jail because he was dealing with drugs, So, and then also at the same time, she said she admitted that she decided to leave her husband because, it just bring more problem, and not helping the family. So she is a single mom, 31 years old single mom with 4 kids right now. All right, so this is the latest from Mark Norman. Now let's go continue with. Let me see here. Okay, this one is finished. Let me put it this here. So screenshot again from Mark here. Jasmine is just 19, on this photo right here. Jasmine is just 19, and Jeffrey is 27 years old. So there's a age gap of 8 years old, and people will say, oh, 8 years is not so bad. But I have seen a Filipino couple with more age gap. What happened is sometime I think I was watching one of the documentary about teen pregnancy in the Philippines, and there's also something like that. The girl was very young, maybe 16, and then the man is, who knows, he said he was 20 something, 27, but the interviewer doesn't believe it. Even the social worker doesn't believe it. The social worker think it's the man was much older than he said he was. He looked like in maybe close to 40, but he wouldn't say that. He said he's only 27, 28, something like that. But this guy Jeffrey looked like a 27 years old. And in the Philippines, a lot of poor people doesn't have birth certificates, so they don't have identity. That's a problem. So let's move on. To it's only what I'm trying to say. The age gap is not only happened to foreigner and the Filipina. No, it also happened to the local. You will see if you do a little bit more research, you will find out there is a lot of, and then you wonder, what are they doing? What are these adult men? Why are they going after this young, young Filipina? I don't know. I'm not there, so it's just, I don't want to make, judgmental or something like that without get into more in-depth detail. Maybe one day when I get there, I will try to get more information for you guys, and you will find out what's the reason. Is it lust, or is it something else? We'll get into the bottom. We'll find out why this adult Filipino looking at this young Filipina. All right. Now here's Sunshine. Sunshine, she also have a child. The child looked like a 2 years old. She said, so Sunshine said, so I can get all the things that I want. The question was, do you want to marry an old Philippine foreigner? And she said yes. She said right away. She said yes. So and then this is how she responded. She said, so I can get the things that I want. So and then the interviewer said, so you want to get all the luxuries in life? And Sanchez said, yes, sir. So there you go, folks. Just to let you know, it's not like some people say, oh, 19 years old, they don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna tell you they do. Okay, they do exactly what they're doing. I was thinking back when I was 15 years old, and I know what I'm doing at 15 years old. All right, so it's not true that 19 they doesn't know what they're doing, and then I'm old now. When I know what I'm doing at 15, the kids are so smarter than us. All right, so 19 years old. She's old enough. She know what she is getting into. But that's what she want. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that he's gonna be his all I think womanhood or something is gonna be destroyed by this 71 years old foreigner. Don't feel bad. I mean, she know exactly, and then the family wants it. All right. So here again, young Filipina. She is also very young. I did not try to get how old is she. She probably, I would say, maybe like 18 to 21, something like that. Very young Filipina. The question was, would you marry an old Korean man? Not only white man. This is now a Korean man, and she said yes. She said she would she would marry a Korean man, just to get out of poverty. I show you the title so you can go and search much easier, and watch the whole video of Mark Norman. All right, so just to show you a lot of and then here, okay, Filipina lady who got pregnant at 16. All right, 16 years old, she got pregnant. And then here's another one. Only 16 years old, pregnant. All right, single mom, no father, no Filipino father. What is the Filipino father? Who knows? All right, so here again. All right, here, this single mom, abandoned by her boyfriend, pregnant at 17. She's 17, and then she's abandoned by the boyfriend. All right, so, and then here's another one. I want to show you here another one. Pregnant at 14. What is going on? She got pregnant at the age of 14. I don't know. There's I think I've also I've seen it right. I just shared you the article. John was pregnant at 12 years old. Then here's right there. She's this young girl. She's like probably like 8 or 9 years old. She is she go. There's a word for it. I cannot remember what they call. They just go out and then they go to the trash and look for that. Especially like those fast food outside. There's a trash and people leftover. They throw it in the trash, and that's what she would do. She would go through those baskets and then look for any leftover that they can still eat, and they bring it home. And sometimes they just heat it up, and that's what they were eating from people trash. It's heartbreaking, but that's how they live. They are surviving on that people trust. All right. Now I want to go back to that. I hope I did not delete that about Jeffrey. Let's see if I still have Jeffrey. Oh, I should. I think I deleted. Here. I want to go back to Jeffrey here. All right, Jeffrey is not a bad person. I'm not saying he's older while marrying at 19 years old. I'm not saying that. I have seen Jeffrey is I forgot to say mention this on this video. You can watch it. He was a part-time a farmer and also a construction worker. Sometimes there's no work, and sometimes they don't have enough money for food. So he's the one who was sacrificed. Sometimes he rather just let the wife and also the kid, the child, eat the food, and he just goes starving. That's what Jeffrey was saying on the video right here. And then at the same time, I have seen one video that is almost similar. I just cannot find that video anymore, but because I cannot remember the title. But it's almost the same. Husband and wife, and they have like there are more children. They have like I think 3 or 4 children, and both of them, their job was to they are collecting recycle. That's what they do in Manila. They collect recycle, and then and you should see this man's face. He has so many pride, but he at the same time he is so hurt that he just doesn't know what else to do to improve their life. There's a lot of men are in this position. They feel like hopeless. They have no they did not have the skill, and then we can always easy to very critical to the government, say why the government doesn't want to provide them the skill job. It's because it's just too many. The government doesn't have that kind of funding, so that's a problem. It's a big issue. It's a big problem. People are like feeling hopeless, helpless, hopeless. You have to understand. You have to be in their shoe before you can understand. Because if you have not experienced firsthand about being hungry, starving, which I did, I share my story. When I was young, I was living, like a rich kid. I know how to have a good life. Then when our business fell, we were so poor. We have nothing, nada. All right, so I was eating rice with sometimes with just tomato. I put salt on the tomato. That's what I eat, or some salty egg. All right, so I experienced that, and it's not fun. I would say. So, of course, we want to see, when you see something like this, like James, 71, and then marrying 19. Even though Kathleen is 19, because the way she acted, she go like giggles, and then she act like a 12 years old, and then that even for the viewer it make it even harder to watch. For us to say. And then all these things going through your mind, poor innocent child being manipulated by this old man. But it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. You think about it, and then you read you go out, watch the video. It may sound horrible, but you have to think it, because I like to give the other side of a story. I like to give the other side of the story. That's me, and that's what you will get from this channel, is to learn both sides, not just one side. One side is this, and then what there's always like a coin. There's always two sides to a coin, right? So we have to remember that. James, he's 71. He admitted he's 71. He said he recently, his wife of 41 years, which is a Vietnamese woman, passed away, and then he doesn't want to be alone because he feel lonely, and then he decided to make it sure, he decided to go to the Philippines. First, he go online, and he did his due diligence, check out all the women, and he from 30 something women down to only 3, and then I think before he took the flight to the Philippines, he eliminated another one, and then before he landed, he decided on Kathleen. So, and then you think that with all the 30 women, why did you choose 19 years old? Why not choose something more mature? Maybe some Filipina in 30 or 40 or something like that, which is I have been strongly suggest a foreigner, because I not because of about the age gap only, but at the same time I was saying, when you marry more mature Filipina, there's the responsibility are much less. If you marry younger Filipina, there is a lot of baggage, attachment. Either they have a child already, or they have to support the family and the sibling. And normally, a Filipino family has a big, there's a lot of sibling. So you're gonna be, and tasked to help your Filipina, and that is always something of like a sometimes it will be the issue of a fallout between the foreigner and the Filipina. That's why I say maybe foreigner you should consider look for more mature. But if that is not what you want a younger Filipina, as long they are in their legal age, I have no problem. I mean, as like I said, go for it. If that's what makes you happy, go for it. Nobody should be telling you what to do. And then as this story about James and Kathleen, he was offering. It's I of course I do not I don't let's say how. I don't agree with everything James was saying, but I don't condone it. For me, my if I look on the other side, I say, why are you telling all these things to Kathleen? Even go through if I die, let's say I have like a 13 to 14 years, life expectancy, and then if I die, you can inherit all this big chunk of my estate, and then if you also, decided not to marry it again after you reach 60, you're gonna get my full retirement as a widow. You're gonna get 5,000. This is like almost like it's almost for me. I like to put it in a nice way. I know probably in James thinking, we say, just be loyal to me. If you stay loyal to me, be faithful to me, you're gonna be rewarded, something like that. But other people will say you almost like trying to buy this person, so you're trying to using your wealth, your money, to buy this young child or something, or young lady, right? I should say young lady, not young child, because she's not a child anymore. She's 19 years old, as according to that article right there, right? So, but regardless, for me, I said, James, good luck with you. I'm happy you find your Filipina. Wish you the best. I have no problem with that. I have no, like I said it so many times. Even I was very critical of Tintin and Terrence and Beth. I shouldn't say Tintin. It's going to be 2023. So even with Terrence and Beth, I can be critical of something else, but I never question about their age gap. All right, I never question that. I have no problem, with their age gap. Let's go back to Mark Noah, man. I wanna, show you some more. Okay, so you can understand the poverty and the hardship. All right. Now let's hear this one. Brought so much tears to me. This video. There's a lot of video that put me into a crying mode watching Mark Noah, man. Travel to the Philippines. The title was Travel to Philippines. Meet this 7 years old orphan living in a slum. So this I want to kind of blow this up a little bit more. Here is the two young kids right here. On the right, her name was Casey. Casey is 7 years old. She is an orphan. I believe the parents must die, and now she was just living with her auntie. But her auntie worked, so most of the time she's just home alone, and look out to herself. Until the auntie come home. But what about food? What does she do? She have to learn to survive, and she is counting. Of course she's too young. She's scared of making fire to cook rice. So she kind of depend on her next door neighbor. Her name is Buding. Buding is 13 years old on the left, right there. And Buding also lived alone. Her story was she's almost like an orphan, but we will get to that. So Buding is 13 years old, and then we find out that Buding is also one of the many kids in the Philippines doesn't have any birth certificate, and that's a big problem. So if you don't have a birth certificate, you cannot go to school. If you go to the school, you have to, doesn't matter how old you are, you could be 18, 19, you have to start from the very bottom. So that means you have to go to kindergarten. All right, because you don't have a birth certificate, and you of course you can get a birth certificate. I just wish they don't charge birth certificate, but Philippine government, I believe they charge birth certificate, and when you are poor, you don't have money to get the birth certificate. So that's the problem of Buding, the 13 years old. And she also, on this video, she said she's going to be 14 very soon. So as you can see on this video, she was doing the rice cooking, because Casey was 7 years old, maybe too scared. She doesn't know how to start a fire, to cook the rice. So they were cooking rice, and then this right here, so Casey has some change to buy one egg, so they can share to help it with the rice. Now, and then the interviewer go into more detail, and now they were at the very beginning they were interviewing Casey, the 7 years old, being an orphan, living alone in a house, a tiny hut, and then the subject focused next to Buding, the 13 years old. And then when they asked 13 years old, so what happened? I think the mother passed away, and then the father was kind of have a problem, and she was saying that the father, I think she was living with the grandparents or godparent or something like that. The father has a drug problem or drinking problem, and she was 5 years old. The father stabbed her here in the chest, and then she even showed the mark of the stab wound. And then the interviewer said to her, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's kind of heartbreaking, but so now do you ever think of your father?" And she said, "Yes." This is like when she was 5. And then the interviewer said, "Do you miss your father?" She said, "Yes." "Do you want to see your father again?" Yes. She want. Are you not scared of your father? She stopped you when you were 5, and she said, "No, because I miss my father. I want my father. That's the only parents left." And she said, and then the interviewer said, "You don't feel anything resentful about your dad did that to you?" And she said, "No, I already forgive my father, but I do miss him, and I do want to see him again." And then when she said that, I just break down. I just break down like a baby. I'm not just I break down like a baby. I cry. I feel so horrible. And then this is the thing that I'm just trying to show you about poverty, about problem in the Philippines that Western people doesn't understand. And then and then something like that. This is almost like, how do you get this like Buding? How do you get her out of her situation? If somebody wants to wants to adopt Buding, hey, great, fantastic. That would be the perfect scenario. If somebody want to adopt a Buding, but you have to go through the adoption red tape, and we all know that it's so difficult for the adoption. And then let's say 4 years later, Buding have no education because she had no birth certificate, right? No education. So no read, no write, and no money, no parents, almost orphan. Now, somebody, a foreigner, see this, and then the foreigners, was thinking maybe I wanna, let's. I'm not saying now. I'm talking about 4 years later. Now she's 18 years old. They say when she turned 18, and then the foreigner, or even now, the foreigners start to support her, but in the mind of the foreigner, that she want to marry this girl, right? She support because that the law doesn't allow for this foreigner to marry Buding. She just support Buding right now, and then once she reached 18, he wants to marry her. So are we going to crucify that foreigner because he's going to marry this innocent Filipina? Or are we going to say that even though that's not a perfect scenario, but that's probably the best hope for Buding? That is my question to my viewer. How you gonna respond to that? Sometimes we just take whatever is. It may not be a perfect solution, but whatever is the best for the situation. So I just gonna leave that to you, and then you decide. If you still feel horrible, it's just so hard. When people say, "Hey, I don't want this age gap," but give us something. What you gonna do? Okay, I hear you. You don't want this, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like somebody like those single teen mother. What you gonna do with that? How you gonna help them? And as much I like I said, I feel so bad to Buding, but I know I cannot help her. So what am I? At least I can bring attention. At least I can do my reaction video, make people aware of the situation. I know I cannot adopt her or something like that. When what I'm trying to say, when you say no, give your explanation and give your solution. Not just say no. That's just my opinion. All right, I'm not picking on you or picking on anybody. No, I'm not. Talking about Mart Noah, man. Here's Mart. I'm gonna show you. Look at that beautiful my house, my Corvette. He lives in LA. He has, he's showing that he's very successful. Wow, what a guy, right? And then he go with us. His socialism, he go like his political agenda. Like I said, I love Mart. Video. I don't care for his politics, but I'm not gonna have a war with Mart because he did his thing. He did help the Filipino, and some people will say because he was benefiting from it. We don't really know. Maybe I would say part of it, but I have to say this though. When Mart started, and he said it himself, and I can assure you because I was watching already. He never asked for anything. He never asked for donation or anything like that. He was self-funding his helping the poor. That's the truth. Of course, now he has a GoFundMe, and the GoFundMe you can check it out. It's a lot of money. I think like $100,000 or $200,000 now. So you can check his GoFundMe. So I think that's it. This is the reason why Filipina, they look for the Mart has you can, if you go to Mart channel, you will see that so many, because he's trying to promote Philippine, and at the same time try to instill them, they got to have a Filipino pride. Don't fall for these foreigners, stay in the Philippines. And then he tried his best to help, but again, he's also one man. He cannot help everybody, right? He cannot help all the poor in the poverty. He cannot, he's also depend on donation. So yeah, that's the thing. All right, folks, I hope this kind of open a little bit more to your thinking about this age gap relationship. You can comment. I try to answer you, as the best I can. Thank you again for watching, and stay safe, and God bless, and all the best for 2023. Happy New Year. Take care. Bye bye.